Hi, thanks for joining me. It's Christine Crutcher from Create with Christine. I'm here with another Tuesday tip video tutorial. For my project today, we are making this card here, and it does feature the piece of cake stamp set and then the coordinating cake builder punch from the annual catalog. So I'm going to show you how to color in your designs with a blender pen. So I got my inspiration for the card for today from the Casing Tuesday sketch this week. This is the card they are casing on page 46 of the annual catalog. So I kind of used the ribbon and the circle kind of as my loosely based sketch, and just kind of made my sweet and simple card for today. So let's go ahead and do our stamping first. I'm going to stamp everything in Night of Navy. So I have my Night of Navy ink pad. I have a 2-inch scrap of Whisper White cardstock, and we'll do the cake first. I'm going to stamp down the bottom, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'm stamping down in the bottom because this is the coordinating punch, and if you look at the punch, the cake is down the bottom. So you want to just make sure when you're stamping and you're going to be punching out with your punch that you are looking at the design to guide you along. Then I have a rectangle piece of Whisper White, and that measures 3.5 inches by 4 3/4. And I'm just going to add a little sentiment down here in the corner. Okay, not bad. I can flip over and try again to get it a little straighter. I'm not straight on the block, so that's a little better. So actually, let me keep that open. Let's come over and do our coloring with our blender pen next. So to make it easy, I'm going to come over and do my Granny Apple Green first. So I have my Granny Apple Green ink pad. My blender pen has 2 sides, so I'm going to kind of use the top of this as scrap paper. This side's going to be my green. So this is my Granny Apple Green. I'm just going to dot a few dots onto the tip of my blender pen and then blend across. This reminded me of the ribbon I'm going to use on the card. So I did this part with the green to mimic the ribbon. And then what I did is these little diagonals up here, I just added a little bit of green. I didn't color the whole entire thing in, I left a little bit of white. Okay, not bad. And then I colored in the green 5 of the circles. Okay. Now, if I wanted to use this end again, I'd want to scribble off my green, but since my blender pen has 2 ends, I'm going to switch over, and this is going to be my blue end. So I'm just going to trade out my ink pads. Here's my blue, and I'm just going to dot. And I'm going to come over and color in the remaining circles with my blender pen. So if you want it a little bit darker, add a little bit more color, or you can go with the light, blend out and use the lighter. Whoops, I just colored one of my greens blue. That's okay though. I suppose I could pretend that I did that on all of them. See? Fixed. Okay, so I'm just gonna get my blender pen and my ink pad out of the way. Now I can start building my cake. I can punch out my cake bottom with my punch. So make sure you're lined up here. Okay. And then for the cake stand or the cake bottom, I'm going to bring over a little bit of silver foil. I just have a 2-inch scrap piece. And I'm just going to punch that out to get the base. I have a layering circle that I cut out with Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to build my cake onto this piece. It's a little bit of a snug fit, so put your pieces down and then don't glue them down until you kind of have the way you want it. So I'm just going to do the cake first. I'll bring over a little bit of liquid glue. There's a little bit of a white space on the bottom, so I could cover that up with the cake stand. Then I can just flip this over and go right to my layering scallop circle that I cut out with the coordinating Granny Apple Green cardstock. Set that aside, and then I can come over and start adhering my pieces. I have a piece of Night of Navy cardstock, and that measures 3 3/4 by 5. I'm just going to add my Whisper White. Then for my ribbon, I just kind of went approximately across the middle. I have a 5-inch piece. This is the Granny Apple Green textured weave ribbon. I'm just going to add a couple glue dots in the center. We're going to cover up the glue dots. So and then for my circle, I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. So we'll do 4, 2 at the bottom and 2 at the top. Oops. I'm just removing the backs. Then I can cut my ribbon down. On my original, I felt like I chopped it off a little bit too short, so okay, it's not bad. And then for, let's see, actually let me put it onto the card base. The card base is Granny Apple Green. We'll just add that on with a little bit of liquid glue. Then for the final touch, I have my rhinestones, and I'm going to color them with my dark Night of Navy blend, Stampin' Blend, so then they coordinate with my card. I could leave them silver so they match the silver foil. I just thought it would be cute to color them with the coordinating color of the card. So I just leave them right on the backing that they come on, then I scribble over with my blend really quick. And since the blends dry very quickly, then I can take your pick tool on the putty edge. I'm just going to come up and drop them where I want them. taken me kind of a long time to get to like using this thing, but the putty edge seems to be working for me lately. Well, that time it didn't. Right when I had to say it seems to be working out lately. So, no. Okay, I can get that out of there. So that's my project for today. I hope you will try coloring your stamped images with your Stampin' Blends and your ink pads. So please leave me a comment by Monday, June 24th at midnight Eastern, and you can have a chance to win this card in the mail from me for tuning in this week. Thanks so much. I'll be back next week with another Tuesday tip to share.